The romance of Venice has me entranced. The seductive evening light, the matted emerald waters of the Adriatic, music wafting from gondolas, and the glorious food, wonderfully fresh fish, simply prepared, linguine with squid and its own egg. And I've discovered this. This is a zietti, which is a Venetian delicacy. It's a white cookie with raisins in it that the locals like to dip in their wine. So life is perfect, right? Yeah, except for one thing. At night, I keep dreaming of an eclair de chocolate that I had in Paris the last time I was in Europe. So I guess I just better hop on a train and go get one. Now, of course, we're not taking just any train to Paris. This is the fabled Orient Express of myth and history and poetry, where we're going to get extraordinary food from the moment we step onto this 80-year-old car. Hi, I'm Bill Boggs from the Food Network.
Good morning, sir. I'm Steve Lock. I'm your cabin steward.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
The cabins go from 1 to 9. Your cabin number 5, sir.
I'm hungry.
She'll organize some food for you as soon as you're on.
Thank you. We're going to get extraordinary food and service from the moment we step on board. Fresh food is loaded along stops during the trip, and the train's staff of 40 includes French chefs, Italian waiters, and French and English cabin stewards. You know, from the moment I stepped on the train, I could feel my spirits soar. And my appetite is not far behind either. I'm in cabin 5, as Stephen said, and here is cabin 5. So this is my cabin, where I'll be based. This will somehow be reconfigured into a bed. The car we're traveling in was built in 1929 for luxury train travel, but during World War II was stationed in Lyon, France as a hotel. Then it went back in service as a train, was eventually restored, and voila, here we are.
Good morning, Mr. Boggs. Good morning. I wonder if I can have a minute or two of your time.
Stephen, my cabin steward, made sure I had everything I needed and explained all the buttons and other amenities in the cabin, as well as the layout of the train, which is made up of 18 cars, including 3 dining cars and a piano bar.
As you may or may not know, everything here is as original from 1929 when the car was made.
Well, it's time for lunch. I've just seen a castle on a hill, so I guess that means we're in Austria. It's 2:25 in the afternoon. And we're in a 1929 Pullman Dining car that was personally designed by René Lalique in the Côte d'Azur style, so it's a splendid setting for a good lunch. Each meal has a daily and a la carte menu. The daily menu starts with an appetizer of cream salt cod and salmon tartare with steamed zucchini. A lot of attention to detail in this dish. Wonderful dish. Cooking on a moving antique train is no small feat. The kitchens are tiny, cramped quarters, and everything must be kept neat and organized with movements choreographed. Chef Christian Badigoul has been doing just that on the train for 16 years.
There are unique considerations when cooking on a moving train. We use oversized pans to stop the liquid from spilling out, and the chefs wear shoes with special soles so we don't slip. All the food is cooked fresh on the train. We never use a microwave.
Thank you. The chef insisted that I try the gratinated lobster in white truffle sauce from the a la carte menu. I just couldn't say no. This white truffle sauce is veal stock and fish stock, and of course white truffles. And you can taste both the sea and the land in the sauce. Bellissimo. If that wasn't delectable enough, the main course is veal scallopini rolled with ricotta cheese and green beans wrapped with bacon, topped with arugula. It gives the dish a wonderful kick. The cheese sings right across the veal. But one of the things I like about this dish, because in addition to the veal and the cheese, 3 distinct vegetables. You're torturing me here. This is iced toffee, which is like a nougat with wild cherries. Nobody told me these cherries were brandied. So good.
The aim of the service, of course, is to provide our passengers with a taste of the Orient Express as was, and to provide them with an experience that they're never going to forget. I think the train affects the travellers who are coming on it. Even though everyone is very dignified, you can see a kind of excitement underneath. Some of the nicest trips we have is where people really dress. We see the ladies with the flapper outfits and the long cigarette holders, and of course this is something we like to encourage.
I feel like if I close my eyes, I'm sitting in a movie. It's about 1948, it's black and white, and I'm waiting for romance to come walking right up the aisle. This is a celebration about how wonderful things can be. And it's also a long way from that subway to the Food Network. Feeling as sophisticated as a Gershwin melody, I sat down to an exquisite dinner. First course, a tribute to Venice. Lasagna and prawns with a fresh cold tomato sauce. Wonderful. The main course, roast filet of beef marinated in savory herbs with a fluffy mustard butter sauce. A dish I could well imagine being served in the golden age of travel itself. Take a bite. And a classic French finish.
This is goat cheese, pont l'évêque, reblochon.
I really only eat cheese like this when I go to Europe. I eat cheese every day. It always tastes better here.
One thing I like about the bar car, it doesn't close until the last person on the train goes to sleep. And if you were wondering about the transformation of the cabins, Stephen takes care of that before the guests return for the night, and he does it for all 9 cabins. You know, it's quite exhausting having your every whim catered to. Good night. I awoke to a glorious morning just hours away from Paris and my eclair de chocolate. Stephen prepared a refreshing continental breakfast and delivered it right to the cabin.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning, Stephen.
A little breakfast for you.
Thanks, Stephen. Thank you very much. All too quickly, our journey was over. And I had to say goodbye to the elegance of a bygone era.
Neither, Mr. Boggs.
Well, Stephen's very special. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hope you've enjoyed it.
But this is Paris. The city of vast culinary temptations. But for me, a most tempting one. You know something? It was worth the trip.